polling evidence since the release of the Trump tapes has seemed to indicate that Hillary Clinton has gained at least a few points in the polls, whether you're looking nationally or at various swing states. But the most interesting result isn't where she's doing even better, where she's winning even more. It's where she's tied. Because a new poll shows Hillary Clinton tied with Donald Trump in Utah. Let's bring up this graphic.
Damn.
Now, it's complicated why. It's not so much Hillary Clinton. I doubt there's a lot of Utahns who like her. But she's at 26 and Donald Trump is 26. Evan McMullin, who's a former CIA operative and Republican who's running as an independent, is at 22. Gary Johnson at 14. That's a very mixed situation there. But bear in mind that Utah has been won in the last 10 elections by Republicans, including by Mitt Romney by, I believe, 48 points. I mean, that's like going to the most conservative area of Mississippi and then saying, oh yeah, I think Obama can take it this year.
Right. Well, so that is very interesting. Evan McMullin is Mormon. By the way, Mitt Romney also
Certainly
Mormon.
Helps.
And so the Mitt Romney, if he wasn't Mormon, maybe wins Utah by 45 points. Being Mormon wins it by 48. No, but in all seriousness, it does help to some degree, or maybe a large degree in Utah. And the whole point of Evan McMullin, who you might have never heard of, is he was introduced by some Republicans who are 100% against Donald Trump.
Yes.
And he's barely on in any of the ballots in any of the other states.
Yeah.
He's certainly not in any of the debates. He doesn't register.
He doesn't need to be.
In any of the polls nationwide. No one knows he is. The whole point is for him to win the state of Utah, thereby making it harder for Donald Trump to win the Electoral College.
Because we have a ridiculous system of electing officials at the presidential level.
And even so, come on, man, nobody knows Evan McMullin. He could be Republican CIA dude and Mormon and all that stuff, went to BYU, he could do all this stuff, but he's not going to win Utah. But all of a sudden, Donald Trump is such a monumental clown. And by the way, the good people of Utah apparently a little less hypocritical than the other religious people in the country, because the evangelicals are like, oh, morality, I was just kidding. We're the most, we will support the most immoral candidate we've ever had. If he was a Democrat, we would, tar and feather him. But the Mormons are like, no, that's actually, that sounds wrong.
Yeah,
okay.
we're not going to vote for him.
Right.
And you got to respect that to some extent.
So Hillary might win Utah based on that polling. And
or at least it's somewhat of a toss-up. I mean, the poll only had 500 people in it. We need to see more. But, I mean, if that's an outlier, that's a ridiculous outlier.
No, 500 people for a poll in Utah is not a small number.
That's true. There's only about 1,500, I think.
So Evan McMullin has a real shot at winning a state. It's amazing.
Better than Gary Johnson.
Right, but the most amazing part of this whole story is there are apparently a group of moneyed interests inside the Republican Party who think, no, we are not going to have Donald Trump. So there's plenty of people with money in a lot of different directions. Robert Mercer, who's a giant hedge fund guy and has spent a ton of money backing Donald Trump. So there's business people on his side. Obviously, Thiel, who's the libertarian in Silicon Valley. But there are a good number of people with a lot of money going, you're not going to mess with the markets, you idiot. We're not going to let you go around saying that you might not pay the U.S. debt, and then that screws the stock market and the interest rates and the banking industry. No, hey, CIA operative man. Evan who? Yeah, good enough. Come here, okay?
Yeah.
Almighty Evan's running in Utah, and we're going to throw a monkey wrench into your plans and make it much harder for you to win. And it looks like that plan is beginning to work.